Good afternoon, villagers. This is Arnie. You're watching Pepper Tree Villa, and it's time for your daily dose of Disney on this October 24th, 2019. Okay, the first message I just saw was, we have many pickles in our trees. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Doug. Thank you for also keeping everyone entertained while you're waiting for the broadcast to start. 62 days until Christmas. How appropriate that you should mention the pickles in every tree. So, October 24th, there's quite a bit here, considering that the history that I could only find other than, births and deaths and things like that. Yeah, only Mike. 1982 is when it first starts from what I could find. I mean, there were other things, but I thought, you know what, let's not do that. Hello, Mike. Hello, Pam, Danny, Doug. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it very much. Nebel, good to have you here. So let's go ahead and get started. October 24th, 1982, Epcot Center was officially dedicated on this day at 11 a.m. by Disney chairman. It was not Michael Eisner. It was E. Card Walker. So hello, Duke Family Chronicles. Card Walker was the chairman at that time in 1982, 23 days after the park opened to the public, and nearly 10,000 special guests were there that day, including people from Walt Disney Productions like Don Tatum. Lillian Disney was there. Walt's widow was there for the opening of Epcot. There were also corporate executives, foreign and American political figures, and many VIPs. Yes, indeed, Pam, we always enjoy receiving mail. Doesn't matter what it is, just a simple postcard, just a simple hello. It's a lot of fun getting mail. Hello, Plush King and Blue Nose, good to see you. Hope you're feeling better. Good to have you here. October 24th, 1994, Lil Darlin, thank you for joining. Good to have you as well. And Lil Darlin was very kind of you on Twitter. Very kind words for Ben. I'll get to that very soon as to what I was meaning. 1994, October 24th, 1994, the animated series Gargoyles aired for the first time. It was created by the Disney Company and it was hailed as one of their more ambitious animated series in history. It was known for its complex and dramatic stories, and Gargoyles was actually targeted to an older demographic. So what they were doing here at this point was trying to maintain their audience for the Disney Afternoon as they were getting older, because the Disney Afternoon had been on for 4 years already. They wanted to continue attracting an older audience, so they came out with Gargoyles to maintain that older audience. It worked. And Gargoyles turned out to be a very good property for them. It was a good show, Danny. It definitely was. October 24th, 1997. Well, the cat was out of the bag at this point. You're welcome, Blue Nose. The cat was out of the bag at this point in Florida. The Orlando Sentinel was running another article. Yes, that's right. Darkwing Duck did do that. I just remember saying, let's get dangerous. So the Orlando Sentinel was running an article again about the controversy that was raging at Magic Kingdom. People were upset that Mr. Toad's Wild Ride was closing, and so they wanted to capture that information and put it out there in an article. And they actually got famous people interviewed in this article. So some people came down on either side of the fence on whether or not to keep Mr. Toad. There were a couple of actors that they were actually working on a movie called Tower of Terror at the time. Steve Guttenberg and Kristen Dunst. They came out strongly pro-Toad, but Darius Rucker, who was the lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish, made it very clear that he was a Pooh man. That's how the article read. I'm not going to elaborate on that. The Disney Afternoon was awesome. I loved it. And Plush King, yes, it is one of the best rides. Well, best ride hands down, definitely. Oh, Tower of Terror? Yeah, definitely. Fantastic ride. Just really cool. Yeah, and you know, Danny, I've never seen the movie. However, now that the movie is probably going to be on Disney Plus, that may give me an opportunity to see how bad it really is. October 24th, 2001, the Walt Disney Company completed its acquisition of Fox Family. And that closed with a final purchase price of over $5 billion. A lot of people in the industry said that Disney paid too much for it, but it gave them another stranglehold within the cable community. And it wasn't just the matter of the channel itself, it was also this content that they got from it, because in that content, if I'm not mistaken, they got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in their arsenal at that point. Stacy, thank you for joining. Good to have you. So yeah, that was $5.2 billion. And the thing is, they paid a lot of cash for it, but then they also assumed a lot of debt from Fox Family. And then, of course, they changed the name almost immediately to ABC Family Channel. And now, if I'm not mistaken, it is now called Freeform. So they changed the name yet again. They wanted to get away from just family. I guess they wanted to attract, again, an older audience, just like they did with Gargoyles. October 24th, 2002, the next year, it is reported that Disney's Monsters, Inc., the Disney Pixar film, sold 13 million units internationally, both DVD and VHS. Now, to kind of put an idea on that, that's worth $250 million. So that movie was successful at the box office, and then the aftermarket, again, they sold $250 million in DVD and VHS tapes. So that's pretty significant. That's how the market works. You put out the movie, you keep that content, you can sell it on the open market again. It's so much money. Hey, Expedition Greg, thank you for joining. Good to see you. People, Expedition Greg is a great supporter of our channel, so thank you so much. Go check him out. The next year, 2003, October 24th, 2003, Brother Bear. The film Brother Bear premiered at the El Capitan Theater on Hollywood Boulevard in Hollywood. I've seen a few films there. I did not see Brother Bear, but I remember seeing Ratatouille there with Doug. June 29th, 2007, when it premiered. I know that date so well because that was the day that the first iPhone came out, and we also got the iPhones on that day. Long story there. I'll tell it sometime. But that was in 2003, Brother Bear premiered. It was the 44th animated feature in the canon of Walt Disney Animated Classics, and also the third and final animated film that was featured to be produced primarily at Disney MGM Studios in their animation department. It's too bad that they stopped that, because they had some fun making animated films out there. And then the film went on to be released on November 1st, and I'm sure I will be mentioning that again next week. October 24th, 2005, Hurricane Wilma has finally cleared out of the area. All 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, the resort amenities like Downtown Disney, the golf courses and things like that, Fort Wilderness Lodge or Fort Wilderness Resort, everything is closed in the morning. But all the theme parks and Downtown Disney reopened at 1 p.m. So it took them a while. They wanted to make sure everything was cleaned up from the hurricane. So they got their forces out, cleaned up everything as much as they could, got things going by 1 p.m. Not too bad considering that a hurricane had just blown through. And then the next year, 2006, yeah, successive years a lot here. That was not the first storm to shut down the world. I did report about that at one point. I do not remember what it was. I'd have to do some research and find that out. This was October 24th, 2006. The stage show Sister Act, the musical. Hello. How you doing, Waldo Grams? Dougie, good to see you. 2006, Sister Act, the musical. It was based on the motion picture that was produced by Touchstone Pictures, of course, a Disney property. It opened at the Pasadena Playhouse in California. The show featured music by Alan Menken and Glenn Slater. The show was based on the movie, of course. It was not produced by Disney. Someone licensed the property and they made a musical of the show. So pretty cool. October 24th, 2008, Pixie Hollow, a new meet and greet featuring Tinkerbell and her friends debuted at the Magic Kingdom Mickey's Toontown Fair at Disney World. Of course, Toontown Fair is no longer there. Pixie Hollow is still at Disneyland. It's been quite popular at times for it, but I don't believe it's still in Florida. October 24th, 2012. Now, here's a name that I had never really heard. I understand that she was an important part of the company. But in 2012, she passed away. October 24th, 2012, a woman by the name of Lucille Martin passed away. That it didn't mean anything to me until I was doing the research. She started out at the Walt Disney Studios as a personal secretary to Walt Disney. And then she rose through the ranks. She served as a vice president, special assistant to the Walt Disney Company Board of Directors. And at the time of her retirement in 2006, so, she did quite a bit. During her time with the company, she served also as the executive assistant to Ron Miller and Michael Eisner. She was a big monkey muck. Big mucky muck. So in 2007, the Walt Disney Company inducted her as a Disney legend. So she was someone significant at the Walt Disney Company. I mean, come on. The personal assistant to Walt Disney, how could that not be? October 24th, 2014 now. This is my last entry in history that I have here. Disney confirmed on this day that it would be removing the sorcerer hat from Disney's Hollywood studios the next year in 2015. It started, they debuted it in September of 2001, and it was there as part of the 100 Years of Magic. Doug and I saw it in 2002 in September and October, and we liked it. Yeah, Doug, you are a personal assistant to yourself, yes. We liked the sorcerer hat, and there was a lot of controversy around it. It became an icon for the park. I have Christmas ornaments with it. There's a problem with it, though. It blocked the weenie. Now, by that, I mean the Chinese theater at the end of the street. So to draw you down Hollywood Boulevard, they had the Chinese theater there, but the sorcerer hat got in the way of that. So while I liked the hat, it stayed there too long. It was there far too long, just like the Mickey hand and wand over the Spaceship Earth building at Epcot. I thought that was there too long too. I didn't have a problem with it, but I thought it was there just too long. Oh, you get lost. Yeah, it was the main landmark in the park at that time, but yeah, it did get in the way of seeing the Chinese theater, which is what really drew you down, kind of like the castle at Magic Kingdom and Disneyland. So it's kind of important that that's there. Okay, I'd like to thank my support channels that I have. D&G Explorers, they were on last night. They had a great show. They hosted Traveling with Bruce. They had a great conversation. And then Two Real Geeks, they were also on last night. And I happened to be on the show along with Ben. Theme Park Fix was on, and Miguel, the annual pass holder. And Miguel, the annual pass holder, and Danny of Two Real Geeks hosted the event. They co-hosted it on both channels. So it was really interesting how they did that. I've not done that before, so that was pretty cool. I didn't know you could do that. I'd also like to thank Dean from theliveplace.com for hosting all our channels as an opportunity to advertise on his website, theliveplace.com. He has a lot of channels there. I have some of our, I think they're called Kids in My World. I'm not quite sure what that meant. I am guessing that was part of the conversation that I missed, Duke family. But so anyway, Kelly, thank you for joining. Good to have you here. Yes, we were chit-chatting for almost 3 hours on the show. It was a lot of fun. We talked about Knott's Berry Farm. Go check it out. You can check it out on Two Real Geeks, the replay on their channel where Ben and I were talking with Danny and Miguel about Knott's Berry Farm. and the history and how much fun we have there at that park in Orange County, Southern California. Tonight on the Disney YouTube network, there are several channels going. At 7 p.m. Eastern, all times that I mentioned are going to be Eastern time. So at 7 p.m., Mickey Sightings is going to be on. They do their bi-weekly show. So twice a week they do their show. Tonight, actually, Danny of Two Real Geeks is going to be on the show. So tune in to Mickey Sightings at 7 p.m. At 7:30, Eye to Eye, Disney Through Our Eyes, Jessica and Kyle will be doing their trivia show like they do every Thursday night. And then at 8 p.m., Mouse Talk, Walt and Melissa will be doing Disney Talk like they usually do. 15 minutes later, another show starts on Dole Whip Dad's channel. They're doing an NFL watch party. Jeff, Dole Whip Dad, as well as Kelly of Myers and the Mouse do that show. They've actually asked other shows to participate tonight to talk about being a YouTuber and what it means, what's involved with that. So I actually might be getting involved with that one tonight for about 10-15 minutes. They asked me to participate, so if I can swing it, it depends because I'm going to be busy doing a lot of Christmas decorating tonight. If you watched the couple times that I was on this week already, I was on Rob Fuzz's channel on Tuesday night. I was decorating 2 trees in our dining room. And then last night I was decorating a tree in front of the computer as I was being interviewed by Danny and Miguel. That tree was a lot easier to decorate because it was a miniature tree. But yes, as Doug says, we are so far behind. So I'm going to be decorating again tonight and looks like for the foreseeable future until we can get everything done. Hopefully we will have maybe half the trees done by the beginning of November so that we can focus on some of the bigger trees to have those done as well by the time Thanksgiving comes. So we're feeling a little bit of the pressure to have it all done. Speaking of Myers and the Mouse, they do their weekly show tomorrow. Duke family, yeah. Go ahead and catch the replay. You'll be entertained by it. It was a lot of fun. Doug says he almost wants to have everything done by Halloween. Wow. Halloween is Thursday. I don't know that I can do that. Although it would be very helpful if we had everything done by then. That's for sure. Myers and the Mouse will have a show tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, where they just do their regular weekly show. So just push it. I'll see what I can do. Hey, Jeff, Only Passengers, good to see you. If you have not seen it, Ben dropped a video today where Ben interviewed Ben on Life with Ben. It's a rather entertaining video. Don't miss it. Check it out. And when you do, if you could, do this for Ben. I would love to see one of his videos get 100 views. Share out his video. Lil Darlin did a very kind thing and not only shared out his video, Lil Darlin shared out the entire channel on Twitter today. So if you could, share out the video. We'd like to see if we can't get 100 views on Ben's video where he interviewed himself for Life with Ben. That's on Pepper Tree Villa. So everyone, thank you so much. One more thing. Rob Fuzz is going to be on tomorrow, of course, 4:30. 4:30 Eastern. And I mentioned that because it starts 1:30 Pacific, and his show's usually over by the time I do it again. So I want to make sure that Rob Fuzz gets plugged there too for his, it's probably going to be Pub Talk. He did Frankie Friday last weekend, so he'll be doing Pub Talk this week. So everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this episode of The Daily Dose of Disney. I always appreciate talking with everyone. Be nice, Doug. Oh, I guess Doug is being a little surly in the chat today. So anyway, yeah, again, check out the replay for Two Real Geeks last night. It was their theme park fix show. And then check out Ben's video of the Life with Ben that dropped today. Yes, Doug always does harass Ben. So anyway, everyone, thank you so much for joining me today for this edition of The Daily Dose of Disney. I always enjoy spending this time during my break here at the office. I'll be getting out of here shortly as I have other things that I need to do around here to get things done so I can get out of here on time. But in the meantime, everyone, have a wonderful evening and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow with another edition of the Daily Dose, and maybe Doug will be joining me in person. I hope so, anyway. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a magical evening. Bye.